the dog and the cat and the spider and the bird, they are all Buddha?
Yes, yes. All sentient beings is Buddha. We say all sentient beings is Buddha. Usually we chant all mother sentient beings are Buddha.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that your question. What happened?
Sorry, it's me. Sorry.
Oh, I see. So they talk about different kind of families. Means you know, family means like broken families who don't have compassion, love. You know, you say just serious killers like that called broken family. So that kind of person is very, very hard to get enlightenment. That's why I call broken family. So take long time. But they never lost Buddha nature. The nature is always be with them. But the obscuration is so strong, so thick. That's why I call broken family. And then some is called uncertain family. Uncertain family is like you can be Buddhist, you can be other religions. Whereas your condition comes, you follow that religion, lineage. So that's called uncertain family. And then, then another is called Hinayana family. So someone less compassion, not much thing others, but they really wanted to liberate or doing something themselves benefit. So that is called the Nyingchi means like followed by Arhat's level. It's the Herer's family. And Mahayana family is has more compassion. Like we already talked like Bodhi when you talk about Bodhicitta and another book, you know, we share the essence of Mahayana. So Bodhicitta, the cause, someone who has open mind, flexible mind, compassionate mind. So that person is called Mahayana family. That person is very easy to get enlightenment, very close to Buddhahood. So then after that, Hinayana, then after that, uncertain family and broken family is very, very far away. So actually they all has Buddha nature. That's your, you know, talking question about this serious killer, or they also has Buddha nature. There can be Buddha, but take really long time.
So if they are not becoming Buddha, they are Buddha already, isn't it? That's what you are saying before.
They have a nature, yes. Buddha, yes. Actually, there's Buddha nature. They have that essence, nature, but obscurations are so strong, not easy to discover.
So even though you said that we are already Buddha because of our obstruction and our karma, so make us cannot realize that we are Buddha. So we have to make effort to realize we already are Buddha. Isn't it that what you are saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
yeah, so we already grown is a Buddha, but you know, have to make purify karma to recognize.
So if everyone is already Buddha, but just have difficulty to realize they are Buddha, then as a Buddha, if I were a Buddha, or if I am a Buddha, if all other beings are already Buddha, why should I help them? They are already Buddha.
What is? I didn't get it. Your voice
Like
is cut.
you said that if everyone is already Buddha, they just have to walk out their own karma to realize they are Buddha. So if everyone is Buddha, why should I bother to help other sentient beings since they are all Buddha? We don't need to help other Buddha, do we?
Oh, you mean we don't have to help them for they are
Because they
Buddha?
are already Buddha.
Okay,
Because
that's
we
why
don't
they are
realize
Buddha.
it.
That's why we have to recognize they are Buddha. They have we talk about the ground. They have a Buddha nature. They have that cause. Then we can help them purify karma, and they get result. It's recognized. Ground result is inseparable.
So we actually is not trying to help them in other way. What we are helping them is to help them realize that they are Buddha.
Yes.
So all our teacher is trying to help us is not to alleviate our suffering. Instead, all our teachers just try to help us to realize we are already Buddha. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes, of course. Like you realize the Buddha, then it's help free from suffering. So why we are suffering in samsara? Because due to the obscuration emotions, we didn't recognize we are Buddha. So we purify our karma obscurations. Then we realize the Buddha, so we are free from suffering.
So are you saying that if we realize, then we don't have suffering? But like even if when we were reading the Buddha's biography, Buddha still have suffering. He told Aranda that, "Oh, my back pain, please make me a bed under the tree, let me lie down." Or I have a headache, and then Buddha say I have headache. That means the Buddha still have physical pain, isn't it?
No, that is like called the show for others, not himself. His own experience, no suffering, but show for the some people see, oh, Buddha also have a pain, but actually his own perception, his own experience, no suffering.
I can understand you said that he might have no suffering, but I still believe as age, the Buddha is still aging and the Buddha is still in this world and then he still dies. So I do believe he still suffers physically. Maybe he doesn't suffer mentally, but physically, maybe he still suffers. Otherwise, why did he lie down?
The enlightenment means like mind is enlightenment. Mind is free from suffering. The body is all physical form. Just so also we see the Buddha's body is old aging, and he also gets sick and he passed away. That's a show for us. For showing for us is impermanent. So actually, Buddha himself, his own perception, all free from birth, free from old age, free from sickness, free from death. So that is a showing for us. So we have to follow that, all samsaric beings. And everything is a change, everything impermanent. Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you seeing, and the Buddha's own perception is different. Someone needed to unmute. Okay, so then you have more question?
Yeah, the question, I don't know whether you wait for next time to talk about it, but this morning you were talking about the physical body and the tantric, the physical, the inner and the outer and the inner is physical, and the secret
Yes.
secret is the mind, the Buddha's mind. Did you talk about it, or you will tell it later?
Oh, that is it's continue. Next week is coming, the teaching.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have no question now. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, so now who has question?
yesterday when you talked about meditation and progressing, you said you might not have enough merit. Can you explain exactly what you mean by that? Like I know what you can do to, like, good deeds, you can do mandala offerings, but what exactly did you mean by you don't have enough merit? Just you haven't done enough?
So merit, like first, like, we usually talk about we have to create accumulation merit before really, going to this practice Mahamudra. So reason is if not enough merit, accumulation merit, then can be so many obstacles, your mind maybe cannot be into the nature. So accumulation merit is like you don't see, but and we cannot really create like something like physically, but it's created like all the practice through the practice. So that's the reason we have all this preliminary practice, create this accumulation merit, purify obscuration, chant Vajrasattva, do the prostrations, purify body, speech, mind, obscuration, purify karma, and doing prostration, and then offerings. This all create accumulation merit. So person who has long enough accumulation merit, then their practices become more successful.
So
Yeah, so think about like business, like some people like business very successful, even they don't do good ways, but it's just successful, no need to hard work. But some people does so much hard work that do much effort, they can do something, but still not successful. So that is also the behind the follow the karma too.
okay.
So like that, when we practice, like some people practice and then they really want the Dharma, go into the meditate, then they get so much obscurations. So then you lost path. And some people just have enough accumulation merit, they come into the practice path, and then they become slowly more strong practice. Less obscuration, your practice become increasing, progressing. So that means like that person has good accumulation merit, and who don't have enough accumulation merit, that you into the Dharma, then maybe you just get misunderstand, or you have some experience arise, you think that is something attached to that, and or then your thing I know this practice, like maybe you increasing your pride, and that's kind of like become the effect that actually their own practice, because obstacles is in there. So that's obstacles, not physical obstacle, something like obstacle not easy to remove.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another question about merit. So I understand all that. So what if a person does a lot of good deeds, not for their own self, but they just do it, but they haven't taken refuge yet? Do they get merit for that? Or do you have to, like, or is it less merit that you get, or?
The which kind of merit, like you think about like practice Dharma, or you just doing some social good things. So yes, that two different there, right? If
Yeah.
we talk the refuge, then that does prostrations, that does Vajrasattva, that does all this create accumulation merit. The spiritual create, I think, is create like accumulation merit. Other hand, like you do just not taking refuge means not really follow the Dharma and the religion, but then maybe someone does like good social works, and and doing some charities, helping for others. Yeah, people does like that too. So that's also create the karma. That karma is created like reborn to the higher realms.
Okay.
Is you can get maybe good life, future life is the perfect life, or you reborn higher realms, good way, happening. But the spiritual remove obstacle, like we're talking about, you have to do the spiritual create accumulation merit.
So, yeah,
Like spiritual, you know, take refuge and then chant the refuge prayers. And then we have to do this 4 thoughts meditations, create accumulation like 100,000 postation or something.
Mhm.
Or if you cannot do 100,000 postations, just practice more 4 thoughts meditation. Yeah. So then chant Vajrasattva, and also like mentally clean offerings, you know, create accumulation many different ways. You can create accumulation merit, purify karma. Then that person will come into the Mahamudra meditation, less obscurations. So when you practice and your mind is follow the Dharma, and less obscuration means less pride, less ego, and then become practices like antidote, affected our emotion. That is going right direction. Sometimes like people practice Dharma, but increasing, you know, emotions, egos. So that means like Dharma is not really going right direction. Just like you're doing some auto level, looks like practitioner, but not really Dharma is taking into your mind and the heart. So if you take the Dharma practices into your mind and the heart, it's of course like introduced to our emotions. But sometimes people also like practitioner, but then that just auto level only shows, but not really taking Dharma is into the heart and the mind.
Mhm.
Some people like also like not really practitioner, but when get teaching Dharma teachings and whatever that does is really taking into the mind, and then they recognize like decreasing their emotions, you know, and increasing their qualities. They recognize, they feel that. So that is like depend the individual. Sometimes like we think, oh, he's practitioner, she's a practitioner, but the person maybe not really practitioner, just only author shows practitioner. But then some people also like no practitioner, but then they can be practitioner because of the Dharma is taken into the mind and the heart, put in the really work. Dharma is solution for the emotions. So then that person is naturally progressing. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, questions. So how does
Yeah.
a person know whether or not they are progressing?
Usually we fears, we recognize, like, you know, example, like if I practice like chant Lord's mantra there and visualize the children, like something like that, in the dream also like kind of like fears a little bit, you know, did something good, you know. So that kind of like, you know, that's also experience. And then of course you meditate. So your fear is become more peaceful and less thoughts, less emotion arise. That's also progressing. So that's like you meditate shamatha is you can recognize. Yeah. And then of course chant Vajrasattva, these things like also you recognize in the dream and like kind of like you have something, did a good job or done good things, like kind of good dream arise, feel happy, and that's also like positive quality, like experience coming. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask another question.
Okay.
As you purify karma, does your samsaric view of phenomena change?
Yes, it can change, but then not go away. Samsaric phenomena is like example, your house, like what you have, that is there. But change is your whatever you have, that object is no causes of suffering. Become that whatever you have, that everything is like causes of happiness. So that's I think yesterday we talked like that, you know. So you can use everything like offering right direction. It's not causes of like attachment. So not a causes of attachment, then your whatever you own, these things is like become causes of happiness. So that kind of like change the perception means less attachment, everything like you can have, but not really strongly fixation attached to that. Even you something you go with, you can let go easily. So everything is become very flexible. Work, you know, work, your mind is flexible. Whatever is like more flexible, and the same time you have happiness is there, not lost. So your happiness is not rely on the object. So that is the change in the perception. So now our happiness is rely on the, you know, conditions, perceptions, object. So your practice, like, you know, you change the perception, it's like become no rely on them, happiness. So then wherever you go, I think you have a happy, joy, peace, and long as what you have, you happy. If you even you know the objects there, you are still happy. So that is mostly yogi practitioner's perception.
Okay, so you are able to see signs along the way.
What is a science?
Where you're able to see your progress or see indications of your progress along the way.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have a question about turning the
Yes.
wheel. So we have the wheel of Dharma, we have the wheel of time.
Yes.
Here, bottom hanging up. And so yesterday, the Shri is in the middle, and then you place the other symbols around counterclockwise, and they rotate clockwise. So just the turning of the wheel. Do you understand my question? Like, what does it mean?
So you're talking about the mantra garland?
Like a mandala or?
Mantra garland, like, you know, you visualize the mantra in the heart center and rotating.
That too. Is that what it means? When they say the wheel, like Kala Chakra is the wheel of time, right? That's associated with the wheel of time.
But then with where is like the at point, the cutting, actually when the rotating is cutting, that's usually that means like actually cutting all the emotions, thoughts, you know, like samsara. Where of Dharma, that I think it's come from that example.
Okay, so it's like the symbol of slicing through the obscuration.
Yes.
Cutting through the clouds to see the sun.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I ask a question?
Yes, anyone can ask question, please.
Hello, Kempo. How are you?
Hi.
I was reading this sentence in the book. The true ultimate deity of the absolute nature is the self-arising wisdom awareness, the mandala of bodhicitta. What do you mean by the mandala of bodhicitta?
So that is self-arising is like your mind right? So actually that is arising to the Yidam deity. Our mind nature is arising to the Yidam deity. Yidam deity is our mind nature. So I think Mandala Bodhicitta is where is that one? It's
Page 82. 82.
okay.
Second paragraph at the bottom.
Okay. So this Mandala Bodhicitta is actually talking about absolute truth Bodhicitta. It's absolute truth Bodhicitta. Mandala means like just is everything. Mandala means everything. So it's the true atomic deity of the absolute nature is the self-arising wisdom awareness. So that is called the mandala of bodhicitta. It's the actually main point is the true atomic deity of the absolute nature is the self-arising wisdom awareness. Is like our mind nature. The usually we talk about the Buddha nature that is arise in the Yidam deity. So then that is called mandala of bodhicitta. So that means like they arise in the Yidam deity, then that is called mandala of bodhicitta. So
Okay.
that like that, just no any other meaning, like So bodhicitta mandala means no like we have mandala offering like that, not talking about that. Mandala means just Yidam deity, whole thing is Yidam deity is called mandala. Where is Yidam deity arise?
Okay.
Yidam deity is arise from our self-awareness. So then that Yidam deity is called mandala, means like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, you get?
I get.
Okay, thank you.
Campbell, I have a question. This morning you were talking about if we do something and then after 7 lifetime we will definitely will get freedom and enlightenment or whatever. What do we have to do in this life? Then 7 life from then on will be enlightened.
If
Is it take
receive the empowerment.
Oh, any kind of empowerment?
Yeah, just I think so. The not really specific. The empowerment. The empowerment is like you have to recognize your body, speech, mind is Buddha. So then you receive empowerment. If you don't recognize that, then empowerment is you not really received. You just receive auto level words empowerment, but not really, the empowerment reality or just essence is not really received.
Okay,
So you have to receive empowerment. Like you have to recognize your body is Buddha's body, your speech is Buddha's speech, your mind is Buddha's mind. You recognize that. So teacher empowerment means introducing you. You are Buddha. Your body is Buddha's enlightening body. Your speech is enlightening speech. Your mind is enlightening mind. So the empowerment means like introducing you. That you have to recognize that. Then you recognize that you don't broken samaya. You have devotion to the Guru. And even you don't meditate practice, but 7 lifetimes you have chance to liberate.
Okay.
Sometimes like people receive empowerment, but they don't recognize, body's enlightened body, speech is enlightened speech, mind is enlightened mind, the Buddha's mind. Then they just you know, auto level kind of, but not really receive empowerment.
Okay.
Mm.
So because I remember when I was a student, in the undergraduate student, and I was follow a Buddhist group, and I just remember I got a lot of empowerment, but I didn't understand any of them, so it doesn't count, isn't it? If I don't understand any of them.
Don't count that.
Okay.
So it's okay, but that is great, but that helps you put karmic imprint. Some levels, like it's good, but you're not really truly receiving the empowerment.
Okay.
Yeah, you truly receiving empowerment is like you have to know your body, speech, mind is Buddha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I understand. I didn't receive. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But that's actually, you receive empowerment, that no wasting time, but that's also as a good virtuous deed, and you get good karmic imprints. It's positive, but actually you not really truly receive empowerment. Jigten Sungkun say, who truly receive empowerment means realize the meaning of the empowerment, but that is really hard.
So does that mean I have to have a teacher who's realized, then they can empower me, and then I will receive that? Is the teacher very important?
Teacher introduce you, like empowerment is like introduce you that you're Buddha. So yeah, so actually Sutra tradition, Vajrayana tradition is two different traditions. Sutra tradition, like we talk about this Vipassana Shamatha, they don't talk about empowerment.
No.
And why is in the Vipassana has so much intellectual part? That is the kind of same as the empowerment, intellectual part.
Okay.
The Vipassana no use empowerment. Vipassana use the intellectual.
Okay.
So intellectual is like same as empowerment. You have to understand and clearly what you're doing. So use the logic and investigation. So that is a kind of empowerment. Vipassana, okay? And this is a Vajrayana tradition. It's called empowerment ritual. It's special method. That method introduce you are Buddha. So that's why like Vajrayana is talking about the result. It means like result, and the Sutrana or this is Vipassana is like kind of a cause, because like don't talk about the result. They talk about the cause. It's talk, research. Okay, use intellectual, analytical, using analytical. So that is take you to the result. But they're talking about the cause. Vajrayana empowerment is talking about the result, introducing you result.
So when my teacher empower me, is the teacher have to be enlightened himself or no?
No need.
Really?
Then we don't get enlightened teachers. So teacher who give empowerment must have to have a transmission empowerment lineage.
Okay.
And they have some requires to do mantra. And the teacher have to done that, and they have to know properly this empowerment, how to bestow for student, and also have to know like giving this information correctly for students. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenpo.
Otherwise, we don't have enlightened teachers many, so we cannot receive empowerment then.
Okay.
this morning
Thank
you
you.
talked about Vajrakalaya.
Yes.
Who was you named the person who wrote that booklet that you had.
That's
What was the name of that person?
that I read that quote is come from Dalai Lama. His Holiness Dalai Lama.
Oh,
And
Dalai Lama wrote that.
yes, it's me sadhana. It's Khenpo Jimmy Pinto. He create the beginning supplication is His Holiness Dalai Lama wrote. So when I this morning read is like supplication has that quote.
Khenpo Jingme Rinpoche?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Thank you.
What is that one? Yours book?
Yeah, Khenpo Namdral wrote this book, and then there's pictures of all of these different
Can I see
Khenpos in
pictures?
here.
Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Yes,
Yeah, that's
that one. Yes.
Jingme Rinpoche.
Yeah. That one.
Okay. Thank
Mhm.
you. I can meditate
You're
on this
welcome.
picture. Okay.
Yes.
I have a question about the
More
seven lifetimes.
Uh,
Oh,
I want to say like this Khenpo Jimmy Pinto is the most powerful teacher I see in my life.
oh,
Yes.
oh, wow.
That's him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you.
I had a question about the 7 lifetimes you're saying if somebody didn't become enlightened, they had 7 more chances, basically. But my question is
Yes.
regarding Maitreya. Well, is there even 7 lifetimes left? Probably not, because we're already in the time of degeneration. I'm just curious because Maitreya is supposed to be here by what, 2,500? Or not already? I'm confused about that. I'm just wanted to ask you.
Before Buddha Maitreya comes, we are enlightened. We can enlightened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Buddha Maitreya is still like take long time to come.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
Yes. 7 lifetimes is very short.
Yeah, it's very short time. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you.
I have a question. So with the teachings, particularly the stages of meditation, Khenpo, you've mentioned how we have all the chapters that offer us different methods to practice with. So there's a lot of different methods. And how should we use those methods? How should we kind of practice those? Do we do some, I know with the meditation, sometimes we're starting out with Shinei and then naturally moving into Vipassana. But do we know when to use the different methods, because we have so many choices, particularly in the West, and we receive so many teachings on different methods? And how do we organize those, I guess, or try to use those to the best benefit?
I think this different, stage of meditations. When we study, you study, contemplate, you can organize, one by one study. But when you practice, you cannot, no need to organize, have to bring together, put together, practice. So that's most important. Like you really cannot follow the organized. Like when you meditate, see, you can do all this meditation is one second time together. So 4 thoughts meditation is like you can do that. Mm-hmm. That is to put you in the meditation. That helps you effort to meditate. Then love, compassion, bodhicitta, that helps you your meditation to go right direction. It's become more essence, meaningful. Your practice meditation is. Then shamatha is like your meditation means your mind needs to calm and peace. Mm-hmm. So vipassana is your mind is peace and relax, then you recognize nature. That's vipassana. Then you practice at that time, and then you realize your mind nature that is not different than yadam deity. So then yadam deity practice is there. So your nature mind, what you realize that nature mind and the yadam deity we practice, that is inseparable or same. So then, you know, practice the yadam deity, and also yadam deity is nature, and our nature is like inseparable, same. You go back to again meditate nature state, it's completion stage. So that all this practice like you can bring in the one section.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. That's helpful.
Yes. So then, of course, like each one helps you different ways your daily life. So we have a different kind of situations, emotions, and you use this different method, and the right way that helps us. Okay.
I see. Mm-hmm. And this kind of ties into Ed's question, I think, a little bit too, where, and I know you mentioned, you know, I know what you said about yourself that you know, with the nature of mind, I know that's correct meditation. So I think that's always a question, like, how do you know, like we know, or each individual know what is, you know, when we are achieving at least correct meditation so that we can build upon that. Otherwise, you know, for myself, I could meditate a long time incorrectly and not really understand that that was incorrect. So
that's why we have to create accumulation merit and follow this stage practice again. You know, it's shamatha, become mind calm, vipassana, like really, you know, follow the also teaching and have to log to your mind. You practice like you can feel yourself, then recognize. That's the reason that part is no one can show you. It's the reason is not that nature is a physical form. No one can show you. You have to recognize your own nature. So that, you know, you cannot be too tight. You cannot be too loose. The right, you know, kind of a balance you can recognize. So there, I think yesterday we talked about a lot, that section, you know, how to recognize. Then they also share so many different methods that helps, you know, recognize. So our mind is like too much organized or so much follow the thoughts. We always think something like kind of physical, have to finding something. So that is the problem. And the mind is always looking, going to the, you know, like dualistic thoughts. So that's why it's going into nature. You're researching, looking, nature mind is dualistic way. So wrong direction, you know, wrong direction, going wrong direction. And so we told that the vipassana is non-dualistic, non-conceptual. And have to think about the words, what means non-conceptual, non-dualistic, beyond the words, beyond the thoughts, beyond the expressions, you know. So we have to think that word, then become, helps you, I think, maybe not really doing organizing something. So.
Okay, thank you. That makes sense. I understand. Yeah. I'm understanding.
I have one thing to say.
There's like Denyek Tona Palang Zayantron, Denyek Mato Pentatayantor. It's one, it's the, I think it's come from the Shavkarpa, it's Shavkar Photo Runner, it's one yogi, similar Malarepa. So what he says, if you realize this, even you are, you know, like art education, any art education, kind of like we say, Palangza means like who taking care of the cows. So in India, in Tibet, the Asian culture long time ago is who taking care of the cows means like uneducation, no any education, zero education. So they also can be realized because if they recognize the nature, then you don't balance the if they recognize and they can be enlightened. Then you must open the time means if you don't recognize that you are scholar, still you are deluded, cannot be realized. Because sometimes scholars like too much investigating, too much researching, then become mind is follow the conceptual thoughts and deluded, more deluded. So harder to recognize. Sometimes like too much investigate also problem. So there's a right balance. So easy, but really hard to get understand. That's why so much teachings comes due to the like different individual need,
I have one
Yes,
thing
it
to
is.
say, please.
Mm.
Thank you for getting me to this point. I wanted to say that this morning, but thank you for getting me to where I'm at right now. That's all I have to
Oh,
say.
you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to meditate then. We go to meditate is today we can meditate Vipassana. Rest in mind, relax your mind, be in the nature. Mani beme Om 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 Mani beme So now we go to dedication. Marilyn, please, can you share the screen show? Amanda, can you read the dedication prayer?
Yes, Kempo.
Thank you.
Namaho. In the center is the marvelous Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion. And on the left is Vajrapani, the Lord of powerful means. All are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and happiness is the blissful pure land of Dewachin. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsaric rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face. By the power of the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, may we attain this aspiration without hindrance. Teyata Pinsadriya Bodhanaya Soha. Bodhicitta, excellent and precious mind. Where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies' confusion. May all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. As Manjushri, the warrior, realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. May the teachings of the great Sri Gongpa Ratnashri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. We cannot hear you, Kempola.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everyone. I did the mute.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
Kempo.
tomorrow. Thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
Kempo.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Kempo.
Yes, see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Tomorrow, no 9 o'clock.
11. Okay.
Tomorrow is 11 o'clock. So
11 o'clock.
yes.
Eastern time.
Yeah.
11. We're going
Still early West Coast time.
Yes. West Coast time is great timing. Not
8 o'clock. Not early. Yeah.
Great timing.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
It's true.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Sewan. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.